Welcome to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. My name is Chris Trotter, and we're here at the site of the Silver Bridge, where in 1967, on December 15th, 46 lives were lost. My essay compares the mythical legend of the Mothman and the Thunderbird of Native American history in the myths of birds in history. We're going to talk about Cornstalk today, Chief Cornstalk. We're going to take a look at the Mothman statue and a little history of him, and we're going to come back to the Silver Bridge, which fell in 1967. We are now at Fort Randolph in Point Pleasant, where several battles occurred in the war. One of them included Lord Dunham, Cornstalk, and Red Hawk came here to negotiate a peace treaty with the generals of the war and to tell them that other Indians were going to side with the British. The Indians were captured, held captive, and then Cornstalk's son came searching for his father, at which point he was also held captive. However, one of the soldiers that helped lead Cornstalk's son here was found scalped in the woods, and the people they came to make peace with, in return, murdered Cornstalk, Red Hawk, and his son. That was approximately in 1777. One of the theories behind the Mothman was that Cornstalk put a 200-year curse on Point Pleasant. 109 years later, the Silver Bridge fell, and the Mothman has not been seen since in Point Pleasant. Another theory along the same lines associated with this brutal murder was that that the Mothman was Red Hawk reincarnated, coming back to seek his revenge on Point Pleasant. Here again, Point Pleasant, we have some statues. We have Cornstalk, statue in remembrance of him, dedicated in 2005, and we have a statue of Colonel Lewis, which was dedicated in 2006. They're here at the riverfront. As you can see along the riverfront wall here, Point Pleasant is very supportive of their history and proud of their history. They have the wars depicted here on the Ohio Valley River on both sides as far down as we can see. They have an auditorium here, or a riverfront here to celebrate it also. This is a very important and proud part of West Virginia history, and we will continue walking through and looking at the Mothman and how it relates to Cornstalk.
Go.
Here is a statue that has been put in Point Pleasant to remember the Mothman. Wingspan about 7 feet, height about 7 feet. It's not actually 7 feet, but that's how they described it when it was seen. You can see the glowing red eyes they talk about. This was first seen in a fall night in 1966 when two young couples drove from the TNT plant just north of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and they realized they were not alone. What they saw that night evolved into the greatest mystery of all time, hence the Mothman legacy began. It has grown into a phenomenon known all over the world by millions of curious people asking questions. What really happened? What those people see? How has it been seen since? Or what has it been seen since? Is this related to the Thunderbird? Was it here to warn the people that there's a tragedy about to happen? Was it here to cause a tragedy that did happen? Let's continue investigating as we go through Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Thunderbird legend as again brought back into play with the Mothman rendition here inside the museum in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We're going to walk around the museum. I'm going to point out a lot of stuff. We're going to see it. However, since we are in the museum and there's other people here, I will not be talking. A shoe store manager from the town of Clarksburg, 100 miles away, Tom Lurie, had heard nothing of the creature until he encountered it head-on while driving down Route 62. You see, it's working on top of something over the side of the hill. That's what it was. All it was. I couldn't remember the damn thing. Never seen anything that way before. But wait, I mean, they passed me, just that big wingspan. Reports of sightings continued to multiply. Soon, even the national press took notice. Especially the press picked up on it from the Pittsburgh paper.
So he just started crying. It was up to the police at Point Pleasant to flush out the Mothman.
Guns. It was almost a search for friends. There were miles and miles of cars in the TNT area night after night.
These properties of the outside of Point Pleasant, Virginia, are home to one of the most bizarre and terrifying creatures on ever walked the earth. Well, that or some would have to fear.
I could see something standing there that looked like a man. People out there, yeah, it was something. It was some kind of creature.
Stood 7 feet tall. He wants to see the most red eyes.
Lifetime I never see it or anything like it.
You have your percentage of citizens who feel that it was 101% hoax, you know. I personally think that there was something up there that scared the wits out of most.
They made the role in bringing the story, you know, to the world.
The man in black come to her office on 6th Street and tried to get her not to write about the sightings or the Mothman.
Mary refused to back down.
She was the only person that really had enough guts to print some of these Mothman encounters.
But one gutsy reporter was digging for the truth about this one.
Here in the museum, they have a cycle playing of the Mothman history.
These crumbling buildings outside of Point Pleasant, Virginia, are home to one of the most bizarre and terrifying creatures ever to walk the earth. Or some would have you believe.
I could see something standing there that looked like a man, but yet it wasn't a man. It was some kind of a creature.
All right, ended our presentation with the Silver Bridge again, the memorial to it. Our birds, when you see them, when they are known through history as far back as we can go, are they predicting harm? Are they here to tell us something bad's going to happen? Are they causing something bad to happen? The Mothman was seen in Point Pleasant for 13 months. The Silver Bridge was decided that the 13th link was the one that caused it to collapse. Is this coincidence? Did the bird cause it? Was it foreseen that this tragedy is going to happen? Hopefully we will be able to figure out the answer from that from the essay. Thank you. Open that motherfucker.